Alexander, known to the east as Sikander-e-Azam and to the west as Alexander the Great, was born in 356 BC in the ancient city of Pella, the capital of Macedonia. His father, King Philip II, was a brilliant general and a master strategist who transformed Macedonia into a powerful kingdom. His mother, Queen Olympias, was a strong and ambitious woman who deeply influenced Alexander's character and belief in his own destiny. From a very young age, Sikander-e-Azam displayed qualities of sharp intelligence, quick thinking, and fearless courage. Many around him believed he was destined for greatness. One of the most famous stories from his childhood was about his horse, Bucephalus. King Philip had bought this powerful, black stallion, but the animal was wild and uncontrollable. No one could ride it. Every attempt ended with the rider thrown to the ground. The court advised Philip to get rid of it. But the young Sikander-e-Azam noticed something others had missed. The horse was frightened of its own shadow. Calmly, he turned the horse's head toward the sun so its shadow fell behind it, spoke softly to reassure it, and then mounted it with ease. The spectators were amazed. King Philip was so impressed that he told his son, "My boy, you must find a kingdom worthy of you. Macedonia is too small for your ambitions." Recognizing his son's potential, Philip arranged for the greatest philosopher of the age, Aristotle, to be Sikander-e-Azam's tutor. Aristotle taught him philosophy, science, medicine, history, literature, and the art of war. More than just academic knowledge, Aristotle inspired in Sikander-e-Azam the vision of uniting the world under a single empire and spreading Greek culture to distant lands. Sikander-e-Azam's personality was driven by an unshakable ambition, a restless energy that constantly pushed him toward glory. This Junoon made him fearless in the face of danger. Tragedy struck when his father, King Philip II, was assassinated. At only 20 years old, Sikander-e-Azam ascended the throne. But his new reign was immediately tested. Several regions and Greek city-states rebelled, thinking the young king was too inexperienced. Acting swiftly, Sikander-e-Azam crushed these rebellions, proving he was a leader worthy of his crown. Sikander-e-Azam's greatest challenge came from the mighty Persian Empire, ruled by King Darius III. In their first major battle, Sikander-e-Azam's brilliant tactics shattered the Persian army. Darius fled the battlefield, abandoning his mother, wife, and children. Sikander-e-Azam treated them with dignity and respect, earning admiration even among his enemies. Some time later, Darius regrouped and faced Sikander-e-Azam again. But once more, the Macedonian army was victorious, and Darius was forced to flee. This time, however, his own men betrayed and killed him. When Alexander found Darius's body, he was deeply saddened. He punished the traitors and gave Darius a royal burial, declaring, "Even in death, a king's honor must be preserved." With Persia defeated, Sikander-e-Azam marched into Egypt. The Egyptians welcomed him as a liberator from Persian rule. There, he was crowned pharaoh and given the title, son of the god Ammonius. While in Egypt, he founded the city of Sikander, which would go on to become a legendary center of knowledge, trade, and culture for centuries. From Egypt, Sikander-e-Azam pushed further east into the Indian subcontinent. On the banks of the river Hydaspes, he faced the powerful ruler Raja Purab. The battle was fierce, war elephants charged into battle, soldiers clashed for hours, and both sides fought with great skill. Eventually, Sikander-e-Azam's strategy brought him victory. When Porus was brought before him as a prisoner, Sikander-e-Azam asked how he wished to be treated. Porus answered, like a king. Impressed by his courage and dignity, Sikander-e-Azam not only restored his kingdom but also granted him additional lands. Sikander-e-Azam continued his conquests across vast territories, from Greece to Asia Minor, Egypt, Persia, and deep into India. However, when he reached the river Ganges, his soldiers refused to march any farther. Years of continuous war had exhausted them, and they longed to return home. Alexander, understanding their weariness, agreed to turn back. Throughout his campaigns, Sikander-e-Azam married several princesses from different lands to strengthen political ties and unite his vast empire. These marriages were both personal and strategic, helping him maintain control over diverse regions. Years of battles, long journeys, and harsh climates took a toll on Sikander-e-Azam's health. While in Babylon, he fell gravely ill. On his deathbed, he gave his generals one final instruction: when he was buried, his hand should be left outside his coffin. This, he said, would show the world that no matter how much power, wealth, and glory a man may have, he leaves this life empty-handed. In 323 BC, at just 32 years old, Sikander-e-Azam the Great died, leaving behind one of the largest empires in history and a legacy that still inspires the world over 2,000 years later.